What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Victory Tuesday. And we will be live later tonight talking about that sweet, sweet victory. 9-1 Eagles atop the NFL. Let's go, Birds. But got a little bit of news here, and seeing you guys tagging me and stuff, asking me a lot of questions. You know I will always get on top of this stuff for you. So put together a little something for you here. And, Shaq Leonard was waived by the Colts. And if you're wondering why he was waived, someone that's played over 4 years, well, after the trade deadline, every player that is released from a team has to go through the waiver process. Therefore, Shaq Leonard will be a part of that waiver process. So you got to keep that in mind. First and foremost, that the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. Therefore, they are 32nd on the waiver order. So, right off the bat, just want to let you know, if any other team wants to claim him, they've got first dibs over the Eagles. But we're going to talk about all this stuff that you need to know. And look, you can make your own decision here. Decide what you think the Eagles or another team will do. Love to hear your thoughts down below. Not a live one, but always down to talk some birds with you. So feel free to comment down below. Appreciate you hitting the like button, subscribing, all that stuff you're doing to support the channel. But let's jump right into this bad boy. And we're going to take a look at his contract details, stats, bio, everything you need to know about Shaq Leonard. Previously, Darius Leonard. But the 28-year-old, 6'2", 230 pounds, is sixth year in the league out of South Carolina State, a former second-round pick, number 36 in the 2018 draft. And look, he's only played for the Colts here in his first 6 years. And he's somebody that's been an all-pro 3 times. This dude's got a lot of talent here. So, this year, obviously not playing up to the standard you would hope for a guy like him. Started 9 out of 9 games that he's played, 65 tackles, 2 for a loss, and that's it. But in his career, we know what kind of talent that Shaq Leonard has here. And 68 starts in 70 games, 614 tackles, 32 of those for a loss, 15 sacks, 20 quarterback hits, 17 forced fumbles, 7 fumble recovered, 31 passes deflected, 12 interceptions, and 1 of those for a touchdown. So this dude, I mean, he's pretty effing talented and 28 years old, had some injury concerns there. So obviously not playing up to his standard per se. Maybe some would say he fell off a little bit, but having some internal issues with the Colts, and you know how they handle things, just very poorly. So they end up not even trying to trade him, anything. They cut him. So let's take a look at his contract here. And he had 3 years remaining there. And look, $19.97 million cap hit. And if you would have traded him, you could at least have saved a bunch of money and only had $4 million in dead money there. But instead, they choose to cut him, and they're going to take on a massive chunk of dead money there. And look, it's after the trade deadline, so these numbers get all crazy. I'm not going to try to confuse you here by saying all the, different things that go into this. But, my man here, Field Yates, had a post and pretty much just sums it up for you. Look, a team, if they were to claim him, remember, he has to go through the waiver process. He doesn't have to. Well, I mean, he has to go through. Nobody has to claim him. So if they do, they pay that $6.1 million. Now, he's got future years left on that contract. As I mentioned, there are 3 years left, and you see the money down the road. So I don't know. You talk about, the Eagles aren't going to be able to get him because someone else is going to, pick him up. I don't know if that's the case because look, that's a hefty chunk of money to pay. He's a very talented guy, but why not just hope that everybody else passes on him and you let him hit the free agent market and let him decide a brand new deal where none of that money matters for the Eagles, only the Colts or whatever team is picking him up. So that's the only way you would have to deal with that money is if you claim him. And the Eagles aren't going to probably do that because, well, you got to know what the Eagles got going on here. And the cap hit, I don't think would be too crazy there if you did claim him. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't know that they do that. But let's take a look at the Eagles cap space right now, $2.5 million. So they've still got some money there in case they need to sign anybody. Somebody goes on IR or whatever, may happen there. But look, you've got some money. So you can make things happen. And, looking at the linebacker situation, this is why people want to talk about it. Now, I know that, fans will throw out every name that, is ever released, but this is one I totally understand. And Cunningham and Morrow, obviously, they did well when Dean was out last time and going to, continue to do well. And I thought they had some good plays, some bad plays. But I like what we have. But behind them, Christian Ellis, not really, too much on the roster here where you're excited because these guys are veterans. You never know what could happen. And you're hopeful for Nakobe Dean's future. Still very young. And, clearly he got hurt for the second time this season, his first season starting. But look, I'm hopeful for his future. But getting a guy like him, oh my, that is a veteran player I would not be against. And we've already got a 28, 29-year-old guy here. But man, all pro player. And we do have a couple guys on the practice squad. Ben Van Sumeren was just elevated. Then you've got Brandon Smith as well. So you've got a couple guys there. Now, I've talked about Brandon Smith, more of like a tweener for me, somebody that can play edge rusher and off-ball linebacker. But look, you've got a few guys here. So I'm not at all against the idea of adding someone like Shaq Leonard. I just think that it's going to be after he clears waivers. You give him a brand new contract. You fit him right in there. We've got the cap space to do that. Maybe just give him a vet minimum. He's trying to get a Super Bowl ring to finish up the year, and then next year he hits free agency. Maybe you do something like that. I'm not against that at all. So let's go, Howie, work your magic. We're going to have to wait till tomorrow to see if he clears waivers, and then hopefully we go ahead and make our move. But hey, maybe a team with a lot of cap space, they claim him. They don't want a chance anybody else claiming him. You never know. Dude is an all-pro. So, look, only time will tell, but I will be on top of that news for you. But I appreciate you taking the time watching this. If you got anything from it, do me a favor, hit that like button. But until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. Ooh, what a victorious Tuesday it is. 9-1, baby. But have yourselves a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!